With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at Meisterkhan.com or on YouTube under Meisterkhan Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. Look who I have with me today. It's actress Sam Morelos. So welcome, Sam.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I know it's so weird. We've been talking off camera. So.
Yeah.
But they don't know
that. Right.
Now, I'm such a fan of yours. I thought that 90s show, I was very excited for that. I was a big fan of the 70s show. Yeah. But I was skeptical. Because that's, you're like, I don't know. It's been so long. It's tough to recapture that type of feeling. But I thought the show really did a good job of that. It mixed in, the old cast, but just enough. So it let the new cast kind of shine. But I thought they kind of recaptured some of the magic.
Yeah. I was a fan of that 70s show too. I binge watched the entire thing over quarantine. I was obsessed with it. Yeah. Every second of every day, it was just on in the background or whatever. So being part of the sequel was really exciting for me. Yeah. And I just love the creators, Bonnie and Terry Turner, and their daughter, Lindsay. Having them on the creative team was really important because they brought that energy back. And even though there are some like outrageously funny and absurdly funny parts, like some of the intercuts where there are nightmare sequences or dream sequences or just very strange things going on, they always find a way to bring it back down and ground it in heart. And they do it with a lot of care and attention to detail, which I think is very important. And a big thing that was something that was part of the original show, that 70s show. And that's kind of how we recaptured that in that 90s show, also because we had amazing experiences with the legacy cast. Like also Deborah Jo Rupp, Kurtwood Smith, they are just
I know.
Stellar.
They did an amazing job.
Yeah, and they don't age. They look exactly the
same. Yeah.
No idea how they do it. They have access to the fountain of youth or something. But being able to work with them, I think that they also brought that energy back to recreate it, and while also bringing some of our own creativity and energy into it, because I thought
you brought a little something new to it, even though it was familiar, if that makes sense.
It's like nostalgic and familiar, like you said, but it isn't exactly the same. It's not a carbon copy, and it can kind of stand on its own character-wise with the new characters like me and all the other kids in the basement. But yeah, it's kind of like coming home for the summer. Or
I like that. That's a good way to say it, because that's what it's like. Like for those of us that were fans of the original one, it's like coming home to to that comfort feeling. I like this. But then it's exciting because it's also something new.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited. I'm really excited to start on season 2 too, to see
when do you start filming.
I'm not entirely sure, but soon, because we did just get picked up. But I'm really excited, and I know that they're just gonna develop our characters more and grow into even that new but familiar feeling, which is
you're gonna be getting into some shenanigans.
All the shenanigans. We're teenagers. You can't avoid the shenanigans.
Did the fact that you're working with so many other young people around your age, did that help? Or did it not really make a difference?
Oh, no. It made a tremendous difference because chemistry-wise, we just vibed on the same level, and we were all the same wavelength. Offset, and we became really, really fast friends. Kind of the second we met each other. I remember the very first day that I was on set, I hadn't met anyone else except for Max because I had a chemistry read, and Callie because I also did some of my auditions with her. But I never met Ren, Ashley, or Mace. I hadn't met them yet. And then the second that Ashley saw me, she barreled down the hallway and just gave me this humongous hug. And I felt like I knew her for a million years. And that was kind of the same thing with everyone in the cast because we just fell into this rhythm of a friend very quickly, which really helped and translated our chemistry off screen into on screen chemistry.
Well, and you could tell it, because the audience can tell if a cast doesn't have great chemistry, it's pretty obvious.
Right.
But you didn't, obviously it felt like you guys were close and friendly with each other. You didn't feel like you were watching people acting. You actually felt like you were kind of getting a peek into just a bunch of kids hanging out for the summer.
I'm so glad because we also just hung out like in between takes or just at lunch. We'd all sit together and we'd eat lunch together and just talk about everything and nothing and just hang out like regular teenagers. And I like how the show captures that nostalgic feeling of just hanging out with your friends and that simple the simple relationship of just being together because it's cool that that 90s show transports us into a time before technology and before social media and the things like that where the only thing that you can really do is talk to each other and hang out with each other.
I miss those days.
Yeah, I mean, like I've never known that. Well, no, I'll take that back. In elementary school and middle school, there was that, and it's also nostalgic for me to be like, oh, well, we didn't need anything else but just hanging out.
Once you get that cell phone, though, it's over.
Yeah, I know it's a problem. It's a problem.
Everybody wants one, but as soon as you get it, it's over.
I know it sucks, but
I don't know. There's some good. There's a lot of good that comes with having a cell phone. But there's obviously, like, you see the commercials, people having the neck problems and stuff now because they're on their cell phone too much. I was like, of all the dumb things to happen to the Was it difficult to do the little dance scenes in between scenes?
Honestly, it was a really fun day. They just had this giant green screen, or I should say blue screen, and we were just messing around. I will say I tried to do the Roger Rabbit in jelly heels, and I couldn't do it. So that was a very difficult thing because I just could not get that dance down. But other than that, it was just doing those little dancey intercut things were really fun because we also had a choreographer. We had a choreographer. Her name's Comfort. She's incredible.
So you didn't have to just come up with the stuff.
Oh, thank God. No, because I think I would have just stood there and like, what do I do?
How do you do with heels normally? Are you pretty good?
No. I'm like a baby deer. So it was funny when they put my character in always in like a wedge or a heel or something like that. And in between takes, I would switch immediately into like some fuzzy slippers because I could not keep my balance because I do not.
My wife and I talk about that a lot. When you see somebody out they've taken all this time, they're fixed up, they look great, and then they can't walk in the heels.
Yeah, right.
Like, you got to practice that. Or you go out for prom or whatever, you got to practice that.
Yeah. No, every time I go to like a school dance, I'm in boots. I'm in like I'm in combat boots.
Well, when you really think about it, who created the heel?
I don't know.
We don't need that.
We don't.
It's kind of like the tie. We don't need ties.
True. Like, what is the point?
But heels, they're not easy. But I always wondered about that because that looked like it could be either really stressful, like if you're a little shy or something, you're not confident in your dancing, that could be stressful, or it would just be a blast.
It was fun. Also because we didn't do it in silence. Like they put on music in the background.
That's cool.
It's a good time. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts of the show. Even going back to the previous show, I love those little interludes they have with that because it just makes it fun. It just looks like, it gives you that vibe that you just want to be a part of that. Like, I want to have fun. I want to hang out in a basement.
Yeah.
I kind of I relate to that because that's how it was. When I was growing up, we had a group of friends, and we had one of them had a extra house that was just kind of passed down through the generations, so nobody was living there, but it was furnished, and we would hang out there. That's what we'd hang out there all the time. It would make us feel like we were by ourselves, even though we were really just next door to the grown-ups. But yeah, cool. So I know what those type of situations are like. They're so much fun because you're, kind of, that's kind of the first time you're on your own.
Yeah.
Even though you've got adults in the area and stuff, but you're really getting to interact just by yourselves with people your age as teenagers. And I don't know. I love that part of it.
Yeah, you get like a sense of independence, especially in the teens.
Yeah. Did you learn anything being in the basement? Did you learn anything about being a teenager that you didn't know?
Oh, about being a teenager. That's a good one.
Did something happen? You're like, hey, I don't do that. Why am I not doing that?
I think it is just being present, because sometimes I do catch myself when I am in a group of friends, when there's like a lull of silence or something.
Reaching for the phone.
All of us just like reach for the phone, and all of our heads simultaneously go down.
Yeah.
And just like in there, they always had something to talk about, and it didn't have to be anything of substance even.
No, you're just having fun, hanging out.
Fun. So I think that taught me the importance of being present and just being there. Because also I would bring my phone on set too, just to be there, and we talk about nothing, and it was fun. Awesome. Crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. With that, what was it like having to be in a relationship on set? Have you done that before? Have you been in something where you kind of had that romantic relationship, or was this the first time?
I mean, I think that this was the first time that I had to do that in like a professional setting, like be in a romantic relationship on screen. And the idea of it at first was very intimidating because I was like, especially since I hadn't met Max before,
right,
in person. So I was all like, how is this gonna work? Maybe our chemistry is only on like Zoom. I was a little nervous and I was a little skeptical. But again, like when we finally met each other, we just became very fast
friends. I know you guys are a very cute couple on there.
Oh, gee. We're just, it's like, and a lot of my scenes were with Max. So in between takes, I always ended up standing next to him. So we would just talk and we would crack jokes. So I felt very comfortable with him very quickly. And it just felt like we were old friends. So there was also that, and there was also a mutual respect for each other, not just as friends, but also as actors, because Max is crazy talented. He's like a phenomenal actor, and we're able to bounce off of each other lines wise and really discover things and have fun with it. And so in between the takes where we are like together, or there was this one scene where we had to kiss the entire scene, and in between
no stress
no biggie, but in between takes we would just double over laughing afterwards. Like right when we'd separate, we'd just like crack jokes and we'd just laughing the entire time, and then they say we're rolling again, and then it's just back to work. But also just I thought that it was going to be awkward, but it was just we have that friendship and that.
What if he was just a really bad kisser?
I think that I wouldn't tell him, and I would just be very professional and continue to crack my jokes.
I think that's the way to go.
I think that's the way to go.
That would be devastating. If I was an actor and somebody said, you kind of suck at kissing.
I would
be devastated.
So awful. If I ever heard that from Max, like, Sam, you suck at kissing, by the way. I would just I don't know what I would
How
do.
would you kill you? It'd be hard to come back from.
That would. Like, how am I supposed to do the next take?
Yeah.
So I think yeah, but it was just I don't think about it very much until like my friends at school, they would go to that episode and pause it right there and they go, "Oh, Sam, is this you? Is that you? I don't know, is that you?" And it's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
guys."
that's what friends are for.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah. What's your family's reaction been to you being in the entertainment business?
Oh my gosh, they're so proud of me, which is like
Yeah.
it makes me very
Awesome.
happy, and I'm very happy to make them proud, and they're just very excited for me. And it's really funny because sometimes I call my brother. He's in college right now. He's a year older than me. And then I was all like, "Oh yeah, no. I'm asking him how's school. Yeah, blah 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 blah." And then yeah, I've just got this podcast later and I've got to do this interview. And then he just goes, "What is your life? What are you doing? That's so crazy. I'm so glad that I'm not there." And I was like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, just because he's like, "I just don't want to be aware of me making noise in the background of your interviews or whatever." I was like, "Okay,
Okay.
sure." It's
All
just,
right.
um, they're very happy for me, and they're just also just in awe that this is my job, and I'm also in awe that this is just my job. I'm pinching myself every single day.
How did you get into it? What made you want to be an actress?
Oh, well, I have been performing for a very long time. I started out in
Yes.
community theater since I was 5.
Oh, that's
And
early.
yeah, so the love just like from then to now just grew and grew and grew and grew. And I actually go to a performing arts high school.
Oh,
And I
nice.
have been going since I was in 7th grade. They had a middle school program, and I was in the musical theater department for about 4 years. And then I switched over to the acting department. And so I've just been doing a lot of theater productions. And
Can
I,
you sing?
yes, I can.
Oh, okay.
Not right now though, because I was saying I had this performance for my school last weekend, and now my voice is shot.
Oh,
She is
yeah.
tired, if you couldn't already tell. Um, but
But
I
normally you can sing.
normally I can sing. I can hold my own. I mean, I'm
That's good.
Filipino and our whole thing is just karaoke all the time. So I
What's your
think
song? What's your karaoke song?
oh, my go-to karaoke song. Oh, I love oldies. I usually
Yes.
pull out At Last by Etta James.
Oh, that's a great one.
I love that song. I do a lot of
Well,
I
you
love
must have a good voice if you can sing that one. That's not an easy song to sing.
I just love I love jazz and I love crooners. I like to think I'm an old soul, so
Yeah, yeah.
all of my music tastes are way back. But yeah, I fell in love with acting mostly because I love people,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that everybody has a different story, and
Very
no
true.
two people can experience the same thing in the same way. And I get to explore that in my job, which is just storytelling
I
and
love that.
exploring people.
I mean,
And
you're really lucky just from the fact that you figured out what you wanted to do with your life very early. And that's
no,
most people don't.
I am very lucky to have had like a goal and a path and a passion from a very young age. And just like I was able to pour every part of myself into that since then. And just expand on it and learn more about
Yes.
it. And I'm doing like college applications right now because I'm a senior in high school, and I'm looking at all of these acting programs because I'm just so curious about acting and growing like that.
Yeah,
So
that I think that's awesome. It's neat to me that you've already had success and you haven't even been to acting school yet, really. I mean, for
yeah,
college.
right.
So
Yeah, it's
who knows?
yeah, who knows? It's just very interesting to me. Like because acting is such a convoluted art where it's, of course, everyone is different, so it's different for everyone, and there is no handbook, there's no rule book.
No, that's
it's
right.
So some people can go through like decades of training, or someone can just like pick up a script and whatever comes natural to them is just
Yeah.
action.
I
So
know. Aren't they annoying, those ones that can do that?
annoying
I mean,
because
come on.
sometimes, yeah, it's so cool, and I like commend them, and it's like tremendous that they can do that.
Yeah.
It's just like it's different for everyone, and I love that. So I'm just very curious to learn more about it.
No, I think that's really neat. Are you in your, is this your last semester in high school?
Yes, it is. The
That's a big
senioritis.
time. Do you have senioritis yet?
Oh, 100%. It's really devastating senioritis. Like, uh, like I'm already 1 foot out the door because I'm working at the same time. And then like my second foot's out the door because I'm already like hearing back from a couple colleges. And so like, okay, well, I'm done with high school. I got into
Yeah,
college.
I'm
So
in.
yeah, so it's like it's very difficult, but I'm trying to stay in the present and take it a day at a time rather than look too far ahead in the future. Um,
Yeah, that last semester it lasts about 3 years.
yeah, it feels like it. Like what happened? And March is the longest month of the year, and there's no breaks. There's no spring break until April. So we're
Oh
just,
yeah, that's hard because yeah, you normally every month you get a little break.
yeah, like at least a 3-day weekend or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But there's nothing in March. So all my teachers are like, March is gonna be tough. Hang
Yeah.
in there, but it's gonna be really, really hard.
Don't
Got
let
it.
them fool you. It's hard on them too. They get a
Oh
little
yeah.
senioritis too. They just go through it every year.
Yeah, they're trying to get like they're trying to get motivation from their students, and there's nothing,
Nothing.
absolutely nothing. So I bad for them.
How about an instrument? Do you play an instrument?
I do. I play guitar.
Oh, very
Um,
nice.
I was self-taught for a while, and then I took lessons for 4 years. I write music. I sing and
Oh,
I
that's
art,
impressive.
so I do a little songwriting too. And I was actually classically trained in piano for about 8 years. Um,
Really?
yeah, I had to stop when I was 12 though, because I went to this performing arts school, and like
Yeah.
all the productions that I was part of ate up a lot of my time, so I wasn't able to practice. But
Makes sense.
yeah, during those 8 years, there was like a yearly test to get certified by the state of your level. So I
Oh,
did like
wow.
state testing piano things. It was crazy. I don't think I like there. I still have muscle memory from this one Bach son, like when one Bach piece that I haven't done in about 6 years. Like I still know the very
You can
beginning,
still do
like
it.
because I know
So
it.
are you good enough, even though it's been a while since you've really practiced it, are you good enough that if you were at a, say, a Christmas party, you could
Mm.
sit down and play something?
It's hard to say. I would say that my I would say that my cousin and my brother are a lot better at piano than I am. I'm more of the guitarist. But I can get by with like some
Yeah.
sheet in front of me, but it will be like very slow sight reading.
Any plans to release music at some point?
Oh, when I have the chance to record everything,
Yeah.
yes. But it's just like been a hectic senior.
Would it be kind of jazzy? Is that
I
is that
mean,
the genre you'd go for?
jazz has a lot of influence in my music in terms of like chords because they use a lot of
Yeah.
seventh chords. But since my music tends to veer into a more like folky
Oh,
in
very nice.
folk, route, mostly because I only own an acoustic guitar and like everything on my guitar sounds folky, so I just lean into that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
planning on getting myself an electric guitar soon, so maybe I'd be able to lean into that like blues or
Oh, yeah.
jazzy tones. But yeah, jazz definitely takes an influence because I love singing jazz.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. You poor thing. You can tell you're having trouble with your voice.
I'm trying. I'm trying
You're
real hard.
doing great. You're doing great. I can just tell that that you've obviously been overusing it.
Yeah, that's my bad because like I know that it was I could feel my voice getting tired, but like during tech week of the show, I had to sing every single time, and
Yeah.
I just got to get through the show.
Yeah, you got to drink some tea and honey.
Yep, all the hot tea, all the Theraflu, all the Ricola. I have cough drops for days. So many cough drops.
I know. Don't you hate it though? Like after you've had like half a bag of cough drops and stuff, it's like the whole inside of your mouth is like rough.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Hate that feeling. Yeah,
yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah. 100%.
I wanted to ask you about. I don't think it's come out yet. I think it's still in production, but I wanted to ask you about the pocket watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's your role in that? Because and what's it about? Because I know it's tied to Alice in Wonderland, which is interesting. But what exactly is the story?
Right. So are you familiar with the Descendants universe?
Yes.
So it's in that universe, and it's kind of the new generation of Auradon kids.
I actually love that.
Yeah. So in Auradon, they kind of linked they combined all of the lands together except for Wonderland. But now Wonderland is going to be part of the school because the Queen of Hearts has a daughter who's one of the main protagonists, Red. And so Red plans to go to the school, but then they get in some sort of mishap. I'm really trying to like not spoil anything.
I know you don't want to give it away. I know.
But I'm trying to remember the log line that they posted. So, and then Cinderella's daughter, Chloe, and Red team up together, even though they're kind of on two completely different ends of the spectrum, to fix something that the Queen of Hearts initiated. And then they kind of travel back in time to fix something. And my character is the daughter of Rapunzel, Zelly, and she goes to Merlin Academy, which was Auradon Prep before it was Auradon Prep. It was the school back in time.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was connected with the Descendants. That sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah, it's in the same world of like the children of Disney heroines and villains and
if you didn't have this opportunity for this role, you weren't in the movie is it a movie or show?
Movie.
You weren't in the movie, but they said, well, you have to pick, one of these characters to be the daughter of. Would Rapunzel have been the one? Yeah.
Honestly,
would that be who you'd pick?
Well, I just didn't imagine myself to be Rapunzel's daughter, mostly because of just the nature of her character, blonde, green eye. So personally, I think that it would be really cool to be a villain kid.
Oh, it would be
really cool to be a VK. But I love being Rapunzel's daughter. I think she's so fun, and her wig is incredible because her hair is like completely rainbow because Rapunzel was a painter, and then like some magic got involved with the growing of my hair, and it was so long, and I haven't had long hair in ages, so I was like feeling.
Did you used to have long hair?
I had long hair when I was, I think, maybe 10 or 11. It was like
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but then when I was 12, I cut it into this pixie cut. So now this is me trying to grow it out, and because
it's getting there. It's down past the shoulders. It's getting there.
Yeah, so I'm working on it.
Is your hair naturally curly, or do you have to curl it?
Yes, it is naturally curly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Although, do you appreciate it, or are you like most of us, and we're like, my hair is so curly. I wish it was straight. Or my hair is so straight. I wish it was curly.
I
Do you
love
like the
my
curls?
hair.
Yeah.
I love my hair, but
You've got good
yeah,
hair.
sometimes it does get to that point of like, I wish that it was a little easier to manage because my hair, it's very thick and very coarse. So it just gets very big sometimes. So sometimes I wish
you'd have done great in the 80s.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't have to tease anything. It would just
Oh,
I would have to roll out of bed.
yeah. You would have the girls would be very jealous of you because you could
Yeah.
just
No
have
perm.
doing that.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe looking at me now, but I had like epic 80s hair.
No way.
I had it feathered. It was, kind of up a little bit. But it took so much time and so much product to do
Sure.
that I hated it. But that's how everybody wore it. So I was like, okay. But
ever
then
have that style that was like it was up on the sides, but it was down in the front?
no, I didn't. What do they call it? It's like the flock of seagulls.
That's what it's called?
Yeah. No,
Flock
but I knew people that had that. Yeah. Look it up. Look at it. It was a band. Flock of seagulls. That was their hair.
That's so funny. I just could. What the 80s were definitely a time.
Oh my gosh. It was like the best time, worst dress, worst hair, but kind of the best too.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I get that.
But if you notice, like the 70s, the 90s, those styles are all coming back. The 80s haven't really come back.
And I think that maybe it should stay that way.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe.
But yes, one day my hair just went, all right, you're not going to appreciate me. I'm out. I was like, okay.
That's so funny. It's the same with my dad, honestly. I can see my reflection in it.
Oh my gosh. Well, as soon as I started, mine started, it kind of receded. And I was in my 30s, so I had a pretty good run. But as soon as it started, I was like, I'm not fooling with that. Shaved. Done.
That's funny.
My dad and my brother had lost most of their hair by the time they were 20.
Wow.
So when I got to 30, I was like, I've beaten the curse. And then about 35, it started to go. So, sad day, but I got over it pretty quick because this is so easy to take care of.
I mean, yeah.
You talk about rolling out of bed.
Yeah.
But it's also like I can go about 7 or 8 days and then it starts bugging me. As soon as it starts coming in a little, because the parts that are there come in really thick, which makes it very obvious for the parts that aren't there.
Right. Yeah.
Which makes no sense to me. I was like, if you can grow there, why not there?
Right. Yeah. I guess you don't have much control over that, which sucks.
How about sports? Have you ever played sports?
I was like a theater kid all the way.
I kind of figured that.
Very, very theater kid. I did try doing dance, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Good. I'm a mover. I'm gonna say I'm a mover, but I never really got to be a very good dancer. I got held back in Jazz 1 for 3 years. So it's not my calling, but it's definitely something I enjoy doing. I like to dance.
See, now the little dances you did in the interludes, I'm very impressed now.
Thank you. I mean, I got over me getting held back.
It's all confidence.
Yeah, it's just having fun.
Yeah, like just having fun, not worrying about what you look like.
Yeah, 100%.
Because when you do that, you actually look pretty good dancing. Mm-hmm. When you're worried about it and self-conscious about it, that's when you look kind of foolish.
Yeah, because you look awkward and then
awkward.
Yeah. And you just don't look comfortable. So
I never really got out of I can do the middle school sway, the side step. That's about it.
I mean, not bad.
It's not good. It's not good.
But it's not bad.
It's not bad. Well, it gives me something, so if I have to get out there with my wife or at a wedding or something, I can do it. I'm not happy about it, but I can do it.
A really big part of me wants to learn how to, there's like social dancing classes where you like learn how to do swing dancing or something. And I really want to like
swing dancing would be awesome.
It'd be so cool.
Because isn't it cool? Like anybody you see that can do the swing dancing or any of those kind of tango or anything like that, you're just like, that's the coolest thing.
Literally. Like, so imagine pulling that out at a wedding reception or or at prom or something. I think that'd be so sick.
Wouldn't it always, that's always what you see in the movies and stuff. You have the guy that's secretly taking dance lessons, because he wants to surprise his wife or his significant other. And then, then he gets out there and he's amazing. We're like,
I love that.
That guy did not just take a couple of lessons and continue. Right. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Now, Sam, this has been terrific. Thank you for taking a little bit of time. I'm such a fan of yours. I think you've got so much potential to do so many things, but you're really just getting rolling now.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes next, because I did not have any preconception that this would ever happen to me, because I got 90s through an open call on my school's website. Like,
wow.
I didn't have any representation. I just had fun. And because I liked acting, I wanted to participate. But
that's kind of neat. I'm sure you got representation pretty quick after that.
Yeah. I just, along the way, I was introduced to a lot of great people who wanted to see me go places, which I was very grateful for. And it's very exciting. It's all very new too. I'm greener than you can imagine. My world has been limited to like the theater world and like school productions. So being like,
did you have an adjustment from, because I've always heard like on theater you have to be loud, but on set you have to be kind of quiet. Was that an adjustment at all?
Well, in theater, it's you train your voice to project and fuller so that it can reach the back of the auditorium or wherever you're performing. But with film and TV, you don't really have to do that because they're holding a boom mic over your head. But it still helps a lot. It helps that my voice carries so that they don't have to keep on like lowering the boom. My audio, they never have to worry about not being able to hear me, which is something like one of the superlatives. Like we did this little cast superlative thing, and all of them were like, "Oh, who's the loudest?" Sam's the loudest. And
there's worse things.
There's worse things, yeah, but I'm definitely the loudest, which is why I lost my voice, because I'm just talking all the time and it never gets quieter. So
I think that's great. That's pretty good. If you weren't in acting, if you weren't in the entertainment, what would you be doing?
I would probably be close to the industry still, because I'm a creative to my core. I'd probably be a musician. I'd probably be a singer. And but also like, I just can't imagine my life without acting. It's just because it's also been so deeply embedded in in who I am, because it's a part of my identity.
Sure.
Because I've been doing it for such a long time, and I've put in so much hard work and like blood, sweat, tears, everything into this art, and I just can't imagine life without it. But I'd probably be a musician, or maybe one thing that I used to say was, I wish that I didn't want to be an actor so that I can flee to Paris and be a waitress somewhere and be content with the simple things in life, but I'm not. So I have to keep doing the thing that
you gotta work.
Yeah, but I gotta work. So, like a part of me wants to just like book it to some province in Italy and tend sheep or something. But I've got too much ambition to do that, even though it's totally possible. I could just go right now, but I've got too much work to do.
You got too much going on.
Too many stories to tell.
I mean, any plans at some point to write or step behind the camera?
Oh, 100%. I'm actually directing my first short film right now.
That's awesome.
Because my school has this short film festival that I'm participating in, and I wrote it with with a creative partner. Well, no, I didn't write it. He wrote it. I'm directing it.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, I'm directing it and I'm editing it, and it's been a ride. It's definitely been a learning experience because I've directed before. I've directed before like theater scenes,
Right.
cause and I love directing. I find it so fun, especially because as an actor, I know how to communicate with other actors, and I
Right.
know like how I would want my director to communicate to me, what I want or how to pull a performance out of other people. But with directing a short film, it's different because not only do you have to think about the performance, but I'm also setting up the shots and I'm
That's
getting
right.
lighting and I'm also the DP and I'm holding the camera and it's freezing because
A
we've
lot of hats.
filming right now and we're filming at this lookout point over a city and it's so cold like my hands are frozen to the camera and I'm just like shaking. And we're like, okay, action. It's very much it's a no budget short and it's one of the most fun things that I've done in a while, but also one of the most difficult things that I've
Yeah.
done.
That's
Uh,
awesome. Good for you.
yeah, so I would definitely like to explore directing, especially maybe when I would get more of a hang of it.
Well, you
Um,
know how that goes. If you're on a show long enough, they'll probably ask you to direct an episode at some point.
yeah, it's it'll it'll be reliant on how observant I am of our wonderful director Gail Mancuso and how she does things, and maybe I get to learn some stuff.
That's right.
Yeah,
I always
so
thought that'd be the way, like your first time in a big directing role, that'd be the way to do it because you know you'd have a ton of support if you're on a
yeah,
show and doing an episode.
yeah. I think it's just so difficult to direct when you're acting in the thing.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
because one thing about directing something that a project that you're part of is that you have no gauge of your own performance.
Right.
Um, that's a director helps shape someone else's performance, but
That's a good point.
actor like trying to look outside of yourself and then like give notes to yourself, it's difficult.
Would Sam, the director, be hard on Sam, the actress?
Oh, Sam the director is so hard on Sam the actor because Sam in general is very, very um critical of Sam.
Yeah, yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it
Like
does because most of
when
us
I
don't.
when I film my own self tapes, you have to be for
Oh,
auditions
very, yeah.
that you are your own director. And I'm watching these things back and I see one little thing and I'm like, okay, stop. We got to do it again.
Yeah.
So
Roll them again.
my friends who help me out with my self tapes are so patient with me because I'm doing takes for like 3 or 4 hours just for one scene and then I'm like okay next one, but I actually still didn't like any of the other takes that we did and damn it's fine.
At some point, you just got to go.
I know it's
Huh?
it's a problem that I have.
Well,
I'm
Sam, I hope you'll come back at some point. This has been a blast.
yeah, I had a great time. Thank you so much for having me, Michael.
Yeah, no, thank you for doing this. Yeah, maybe around season 2 we can
Maybe
talk
around
again.
season 2, who knows?
I know that's exciting. I hope you get started soon on that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, yeah. I don't say we, but I got spoiled growing up because everybody was doing like 26 episodes for a
I
season,
know.
and now we're in that 8 to 10 type of thing, and I'm like, I want more.
We did get picked up for an extra 6 episodes. So now our
Oh.
season has grown from a 10 episode season to a 16
See,
episode.
that's okay. Now we're talking.
I know. So I'm
That's
excited because
exciting.
yeah, because 10 episodes was not enough
So
to like
fast.
really develop. Yeah, it did go by so, especially for the bingers on
Yeah, yeah.
Netflix. My family finished it all in one night, one
Yeah.
sitting.
Well, yeah, because it's what, 4 hours maybe total?
Yeah, it was not too bad.
That's just a really long movie anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So a couple things, Sam, before we wrap. Anything else that you're working on that we can keep an eye out for?
No, just trying to finish school. Just trying to
Yeah, you
graduate.
got enough.
I'm gonna graduate. Um, I'm in another play at my school that's student directed, which is gonna be fun.
That's cool.
It's a play called Constellations, and it's about like different parallel universes of this one couple, and it's really interesting. And
That's
then,
awesome.
uh, yeah, and then hopefully just gonna graduate and finish school.
You're so close.
I'm so close. I'm almost there. I need to graduate so bad. The
Yeah.
senioritis is taking its toll on
Yeah,
me.
it's rough.
I'm
I know. I
affected.
remember those days. They're rough. They're rough.
Mhm.
Where can we find you on social media?
It is at Morelos_Sam, or you can just look up my name and it'll probably pop
It
up.
pops right up.
It'll pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just my name.
Well, that's actually a good thing because a lot of people got to put the little, whatever in there because somebody already had the name.
I know there's this one person that has the username that I want, and she has like 11 followers. And I'm like, God, I just want that username, which is it's just Sam Morelos, but together and without the extra M. So it's
Oh, yeah.
LOS. Very simple, but it's taken.
I know
So
it's frustrating when somebody grabs your shame on them.
shame.
I'm sure they're like, oh, this is really going to screw her up.
I know. And her name's Veronica.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You need just
Veronica, if you are listening, uh please
they can
respond.
make a swap.
Yeah, can we swap? Please? Please respond to my DMs. Thank you.
What you do, you need to butter her up and tell her, Veronica's a much prettier name.
It's a very nice name.
No,
Veronica Morelos sounds so much better than
that's
Sam
so
Morelos.
good. Yeah, you butter her
Yeah.
up that way.
Yeah, I think that you would much rather have Veronica Morelos as your username.
That's right. That's right. Although I myself prefer Sam, but
Yeah.
as far as Veronica's concerned, we love Veronica.
We love Veronica. Right. Veronica, if you're listening.
Well, Sam, thank you so much. And definitely let's do this again.
Yeah, this is fun.
Why? Yeah, I'm glad you think so. I would be a terrible podcaster if I'd have like one episode. If you bring guests on, that's what you want. You want them to have a good time because you come back. It's tough to build a podcast if you're aggravating your guests to the point
right.
Don't go on this guy's show.
Don't worry. This was a success. I had a good
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, hold on one second. Well, that was just a blast. She's got so much energy, which you do I think she's 17, turns 18 this year, and you do have a ton of energy back then. I miss those days, but she was terrific. I hope you enjoyed Sam Morelos. She was just terrific, really talented. If you haven't watched the 90s show, give it a chance. It is excellent. They really do a good job recapturing the magic from the 70s show without just making an exact copy. Really, really good. And you do get those guest appearances from the original cast that just kind of add to it just a little bit. But the group of kids they have this one, they're all really talented actors, and Sam is our personal favorite. So definitely check that out. And then the Pocket Watch by Lewis Carroll. She plays Zelly, which is Rapunzel's daughter. So that should be a lot of fun too. So keep an eye out for that. If this is your first time finding us and you like to support us, we would definitely appreciate that. And it's easy to do. It's free. All we ask is that you subscribe. Really helps us out. If you're watching, it's on YouTube, Meisterkhan Pod. Just hit the subscribe button. That's all it takes. If you're listening, wherever you're listening to your podcast at, subscribe there. Terrific. Really help us out. You can find we're getting ready to release our 550th episode, if you can believe it. You can find all of those on our website, meisterkhan.com. So definitely check us out there. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.